All right, welcome out to the show. I'm Bill Smith, your host, and here with me, as always, the lovely and beautiful Robin Swoboda.
Well,
hi, Robin.
Thank you, Bill. Handsome and wonderful Bill.
Season 10.
I can't believe
Season
it.
10. 10 years.
Yeah,
You're just joining us. We've been doing this for
10
years.
And
Wow.
Tim Taylor and some other men are very jealous of you because
Yeah.
you are the longest running man I have ever been with on camera. Completely. And I
Well-
love it, and I love working with you.
So, Robin, I'm excited to be here once again. You know, our producer was telling us the title of the show, and the show, they said, is going to be The Good, the Bad, and the Fine Print. Well, that night, my wife and I were looking for a different show to watch.
Okay.
And so one of my favorite movies growing up, might be dating me a little bit here,
Oh, go ahead.
okay? The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, Clint Eastwood,
Excellent movie.
right?
Yes.
And then, pretty good, huh?
Thank you.
Nice, impromptu, love it. So we ended up watching, not The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly,
No.
Every Which Way But Loose.
Oh,
Anyway,
well, another Clint
so
Eastwood movie.
I'm sure people are always wondering, wondering what show to watch or what's the next show, and that has zero to do with what we're going to talk about.
But isn't
today.
that where he and that Sandra got together in that movie?
I
and then
don't
they
know
married?
that, but you would know that because you
I-
have an acting career, not I.
Yes, I do. But this is my favorite career thus far, and I'm pretty excited because as you said, we've been doing this show for 10 years. 10 years ago, I was not retirement age,
And
ta-da!
now, here we are.
So, and annuities is a big thing that a lot of people talk about. So that's where we're going with the good, the bad, and the fine print of annuities. We're going to talk about what they are, how they work, and if they're right for you.
That's the second thing.
And one of the 7 risks you'll face in retirement, not including your children might move it back with you. That's not one of the risks we talk about.
No. So 3 things. Again, jumping right in, number 1 is annuities. Like a lot of people, they're good and they're bad, I would tell you that, right?
Okay.
So where some people are going to say, oh, they're the greatest thing since sliced bread, and then the other side of the equation is they hate annuities and you should hate them too. We're not saying that. What we're saying is you need to understand them and know how they're used because they're there for a reason.
Are all annuities created equal when you say some people think they're good and some people think they're bad?
Absolutely not. That's like saying all cars are created equally, or stocks, or bonds, or
Okay.
mutual funds, okay?
All right.
So, they're not. Now, let's break down, number 1, there's really, in the grand scheme of things, I know this could shock most people, but how many do you think exist? How many annuities do you think exist out there? Types.
742.
Great guess? Only 2. It's that.
I was only 740
I know that
off.
seems overly simplified, only 2. Now, you're probably right. There's probably thousands of products, right?
Yeah, right.
But there's an immediate, which is like a pension, right? So you give money to an insurance company, they give you income
Okay.
for life that you can't outlive. The
Okay.
second type is a deferred. So you have immediate and deferred.
Okay.
2 main types. Now I want to kind of stop right there. And I don't want to give this away because later in the show, Robin, Jarrett Lang joining me, one of our advisors, one of our senior VPs here at the company, is going to come on our 5-star segment and talk about how you should determine if an annuity is right for you. So make sure you don't miss that. But today I'm talking about the types.
Yeah.
And the things that you really kind of need to know, like some of the fine print, right? So now you have an immediate, which is, I want you to think of that like a pension or even like Social Security, right?
Yep.
Now, then you go to the deferred side. Deferred, then you have a couple flavors there.
Okay.
There's fixed, there's variable, and then there's a hybrid called a fixed indexed. Technically, it falls under the fixed category,
All right.
right?
Yeah.
So it falls under that fixed category. Now, this is where it gets complicated. So most people that are speaking about annuities in a negative light, okay? Maybe it's their opinion, but I would tell you it's mostly variable. Okay, now we'll talk more about that after the break, but again, just a basic understanding of the different types.
You get it now, or
later
you
we're
get it
going to talk
later.
about, yeah, right, you either need it now or you need it later.
All right.
Immediate or deferred. And then later we're going to talk about how would you even know which one is right for you?
Right. All right.
Right? And fine print coming up.
Yes, I want to know that. I also want to know what you're going to tell people that is opposite of what everybody else is telling them, and which one is right for you.
That's
and
right.
if this is piquing your interest, as it should be, because 65 is here before you know it, call or text schedule to 800-878-6223 to schedule your retirement tune-up today. We'll be right back.
Picture a day where you can maximize your time and energy on the things you value most, where you can worry less about your money and focus more on your life. Can you picture it? The financial planning strategies at W.A. Smith Financial Group could help guide you to and through retirement. Let's pave the financial road to your retirement future. Call or go online to schedule your complimentary Retirement Tune-Up Financial Review and take the first step towards your retirement dream.
Welcome to today's show. Thanks, folks, for joining us today.
Howdy do, buckaroo.
Well, welcome. Joined with the lovely and beautiful, wonderful, wise Robin Swoboda.
And he looks pretty in pink.
I just noticed I'm wiggling this paper around a lot.
Lily is 10 weeks old, and she's had quite a morning running around the studio.
Been doing this for 10 years.
Welcome back to Retirement Solutions with Bill Smith, and we're talking about annuities today, the good, the bad, and the fine print. And I think we've established over the years hardly any of us read the fine print. So you do.
Well,
Your
somebody
advisors do.
does.
Yeah,
Put it that
yeah,
way.
yeah.
And if you're buying an annuity, I would caution you. Again, I'm not down on them, but what I would tell you is they're a tool. Okay.
Okay.
A tool is where you put your money. And so where most people go wrong, Robin, is they walk in and they tell the advisor who sells product. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. I don't want to mistake this, okay?
Yeah.
I have no problem with an annuity. I have no problem with stocks. I have no problem with any tool. Tools are the means to an end.
Sure.
So the $1 million question is, first and foremost, who should buy one, or like why would you even own one? And that means you need income, like you said before the break,
Yeah.
either now or sometime in the future.
And pretty much
From
everybody
your portfolio.
does.
Yeah,
Right.
because most people don't have a pension.
Yeah.
Or
Scary.
if you do, you're lucky. And maybe you have an income gap. So, again, coming up here in a little while, I have Jarrett Lang joining me. He's an advisor here at our firm. He's going to break down how do you know if one's right for you? But I want to dig in a little more. So prior to the break, we're talking annuities. Okay, what are the types? You have an immediate, you have a deferred, then you have within the deferred, you have a fixed and a variable.
Okay.
And then there's kind of two versions of the fixed, okay? I want to break down in general what they mean.
Yeah,
so
please do.
variable, I want you to think stocks, meaning that when you put your money into that annuity, it's invested in stocks, and your money can go up and down. You could lose money,
Right. Or you could
make money. Now, a fixed annuity, in general, is one in which you put the money in and you're going to get a fixed rate of return. Or if it's in a case of a fixed indexed, your return is linked to an index, but you don't lose principal in those. Again, obviously it's you got to look at the claims paying ability of the insurance company
Right.
issuing it.
Why
right?
wouldn't everybody take the fixed index?
Well, because every situation's different,
Okay.
right?
Does it depend on age, or does it depend on?
It depends on. It could depend on age. It depends on income amount you need. Okay. Now, when you look at these types, here's where this gets incredibly complicated. In the world of variable, this boggles my mind. Now, I don't have it on set today, but in some cases where I've spoke to the general public, I have a prospectus, literally, printed out. Now, in fairness, it's one-sided. Printed out of a variable annuity, a prospectus that is thicker than Title 26 of our tax code.
That's the fine print.
That's the fine print. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
What is in this thing that they
Right.
have to disclose all of
Right.
those things? Now, here's the things you need to look at. Bottom line, how long are you tying your money up for? What's the penalty if you have to get out of it? That's what you got. That's fine print that's in there.
Okay.
What risks do you have for that annuity? Meaning, are you bearing any of the risk in that annuity? If it's a variable annuity, you're bearing the risk because it's invested in stocks. If you're in a fixed, you're not necessarily bearing the risk. It's pretty safe. Okay, so you got to understand what are the risks, how long is your money tied up for, and this is a big one, Robin. What does it cost? One of the biggest things that's buried in these variable annuity prospectus, again, I don't have a problem with a variable annuity if it was positioned and purchased for the right reason.
Yeah.
But what happens more often than not, when somebody comes in, they're either thinking about owning an annuity or they already have an annuity. They come in and we go, why do you own this annuity? And they say, we have no idea. Our advisor just recommended it. Huge mistake. Why do you buy an annuity? It's for income. Now, I want to keep going.
Please do.
Fine print. You also have to, I talked about the big ones. And then there's riders. Again, you can add a rider. Riders are things that, even in a variable annuity where your money's at risk, you add a rider that can cost upwards of anywhere from 0.5% to 2% a year.
Why do you want a rider?
Because that'll then guarantee the income, growth of the income. But most people, this is where they go wrong. They think that's a guarantee on their money. And it's only a guarantee on their income. People need to either rule in or out or whether an annuity is right for them. But I would tell you that they're good and they're bad.
Yeah.
But if you tell me, I need income, then it's maybe, okay? You need to build a plan. And the foundation of every financial plan is income.
Right.
And coming up here in a little bit, actually, after
Coming
the
up
break,
next, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Jared's joining us. Don't miss us. We're going to talk about how do you know if annuity could be right.
Could be right.
But if you're thinking about one, or you already own one, Robin, get the tune-up.
Yeah.
That's what I tell everybody. Start with the retirement tune-up financial review.
Right. You need to see where you are, where you're going, and nobody can do it better than W.A. Smith Financial. Call or text the word schedule to 800-878-6223 for your retirement tune-up. Do it today. We'll be right back.
Welcome to today's show. Thanks, folks, for joining us today.
Howdy do, buckaroo.
Well, welcome. Joined with the lovely and beautiful, wonderful, wise Robin Swoboda.
And he looks pretty in pink.
I just noticed I'm wiggling this paper around a lot.
Lily is 10 weeks old, and she's had quite a morning running around the studio.
Been doing this for 10 years. Welcome out to 5-Star Retirement. Exciting to have you with us once again. Great guest joining me here today. You know, a lot of people wonder, is an annuity right for me? But more importantly, how do you know? And so joining me today is one of my rock star advisors, Jarrett Lang. Jarrett's been with the firm for, Jet, how many years now?
15.
15
Yeah,
years.
been a long time.
All right. So, you know, this happens all the time. People come in from either a workshop event, they come in from maybe a show, and they sit down with you or one of our advisors on the team. In this case, we have Tim and Kathy, right? Tim and Kathy come in, you sit down with them, they want to know, how do I know if this annuity is right for me?
Yeah, it's a question that we get a lot. Obviously, people, annuities are all the rage right now. So I think it's kind of three scenarios for people in this case. You either are in a position where the money is tight enough to where you need that income. You can't roll with the ebbs and flows of the market so much, because if you experience a downturn, that could jeopardize your income on a monthly basis.
Yeah. Let's back up for just a second and say, okay, how do you determine it?
Sure.
Like, what's the first step? When Tim and Kathy came in, like, what did you do? Did they bring it up? Like,
yeah,
they saw a commercial, they saw something on annuities, and they said, what about an annuity?
Yeah, Tim and Kathy kind of brought it up to our attention. Should we buy an annuity? This is something that they had seen, that they had been talking about. And we always back it up when we start with the income gap. We talk about it a lot in the show. Do you know what you need in retirement to live happy? I call it live happy, not just basic expenses, but all of it, right? What do you need coming in monthly? And then what do you already have coming in? Social Security, pensions.
Yeah.
Talk about the gap and the shortfall.
So
it's
a
shortfall
gap is
planning.
what they need to draw from their
Absolutely.
portfolio,
Yeah.
from their investments, from their savings.
How much is not coming in that they need to get from that portfolio? And that is where an annuity could come into play.
Okay.
If there's a shortfall. And then it kind of determines from there, are they family A, B, or C? We've talked about that on the show before.
Well, but for those that are watching right now, what does that mean? A, B, and C.
So family A is, we'll call them the super savers, right? They like to be really safe with their investments, not a lot of risk tolerance. They like guarantees. They want to know that the income is coming in and that it's going to be there for the rest of their life. Family B, probably someone who has a lot more risk tolerance. They're okay with the ebbs and flows. They're willing to take chances on that income. They think they're going to be okay whether the market does well or doesn't do well. And then family C, that's more of your combination approach. Those people, they want to have some of their income guaranteed, but they're also okay taking a little bit of risk on some of that shortfall that they need to withdraw from their portfolio. So Tim and Kathy were family A when they came in.
Yeah. Okay. So family A, so they wanted to secure some of their monthly income they had coming
Correct.
in. What would you say the best way for people to go right now if they have an income need in retirement?
Best way to go, you have an income need in retirement, figure out the budget, figure out what your gap is, and know really quickly, am I family A, B, or C? Do I want to have some of this income guaranteed? If you do, an annuity could be a really good solution for you, and that's the type of thing that we'll take people through in a retirement tune-up financial review.
Well said. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. The guru, Jarrett Lang, here at the firm, one of our advisors. Get a hold of it. He called it out. It's called the Retirement Tune-Up Financial Review. It can help you answer the question, could an annuity be right for you? But more importantly, forget about the annuity. It's a plan that you need. And the Retirement Tune-Up can help you build a plan that can go to the next level.
Hi, I'm Kurt.
I'm Darlene, and we've been with W.A. Smith for about 8 years.
As probably many people you do through your life, go to different financial people. Unfortunately, never made a connection with anybody until W.A. Smith.
They're not going to tell you something that you want to hear. They're going to tell you the truth.
We've been retired, we're just shy of 4 years now.
How's it going?
Wonderful. Highly recommend it.
W.A. Smith, we were on the same page, and we felt they were
Realistic.
work together
You
very
know,
well.
they had realistic
Yeah.
goals, which we felt the same way. As much as I do very much believe in their motto of you enjoying your life more, let them do the worrying, I do believe in that.
Welcome out to the Money Board. All right, this is the third thing we're going to talk about here today on the Money Board. It is a risk that some of you will face in your retirement, and it's important to understand how it could affect you. So, what is the risk and what are we talking about? Well, there are 7 risks that you could potentially face in retirement. Number 1 is inflation, obvious. Number 2 is longevity, living long. Number 3, long-term illness. Again, these are risks that can impact your ability to spend or potentially answer the question, will my money last, right? The 4th one is rising healthcare costs. 5, change in government programs. This would be like taxes and Social Security or whatever. And death of a spouse is big because you could potentially lose a check, lose Social Security, lose a pension, whatever, but death of a spouse can be a big risk. But the one we're going to focus on and talk about today is the 7th risk. It's called sequence of return risk. What is that and what does it mean? Well, number 1, the definition is of sequence of return is the order in the sequence of an annual investment return is the primary concern for people who are drawing income from their portfolio. In a nutshell, Dr. Wade Pfau from the American College really defined it, and he said, who is at risk? People who are withdrawing greater than 3.4%. So, I'm going to illustrate this risk. All right, so we have a 10-year period of time, randomized rates of return, starting with $750,000. We start out 25, 18, 15, 14, 14, 12, 12, 10. Then we lose 15 and lose 25. We have an ending value of $1,454,000. Again, 0 withdrawals. Sequence of returns, favorable, meaning that the positive, you had 8 good years and then a couple bad years. All right. Now, unfavorable sequence of returns, no withdrawals, once again, except we reverse the order. So we lose money out of the gate the first 2 years, then we go 10, 12, 12, 14, 14, 15, 18, 25. Same ending value, no withdrawals. Here's your risk. If you're a person who has to draw from your portfolio and you're drawing greater than 3.4%, you need to pay attention. Same $750,000, same scenario on returns. Favorable sequence, meaning we get 8 good years before our 2 bad years. We're going to draw $55,000 from that portfolio for that 10 years. We have an ending value of, $917,236 at the end of that 10 years. Now, an unfavorable sequence of returns, you retire, economy not good for 2 years, same $750, draw the $55,000, the ending value at the end of 10 years, only $331,000. What's the difference? It's the order in which the returns happen. You have to prevent that risk. We can help you with a comprehensive plan. It starts with the foundation, an income plan. How will you solve it? Smooth the returns. Retirement tune-up can help you go to the next level, can help you build that comprehensive plan. It's easy to do. Simply go to our website, wasmithfinancial.com, or call us 800-878-6223.
Picture a day where you can maximize your time and energy on the things you value most, where you can worry less about your money and focus more on your life. Can you picture it? The financial planning strategies at W.A. Smith Financial Group could help guide you to and through retirement. Let's pave the financial road to your retirement future. Call or go online to schedule your complimentary Retirement Tune-Up Financial Review and take the first step towards your retirement dream.
Welcome back. All right, Bill, we covered 3 very important topics today. Annuities, how they work, Annuities, are they right for you? And one of the 7 risks you'll face in retirement. So given all this information, Bill, what do people need to do right now?
Well, that's the number one thing a lot of people ask is like, okay, Bill, some of these things you talked about make sense. What do we do now? Robin, we have designed what's called a retirement tune-up financial review that is designed to help you build a comprehensive plan. Whether you have an annuity now or you're thinking about one, whether you're wondering, should you do an annuity or not, right? They're not all good. They're not all bad. And, like stocks are the same way, right? I mean, we're going to help you build a comprehensive plan. Bottom line, there's 5 key areas to that plan.
Okay.
Mainly on today's show, we talked about income for the most part. An annuity is an income-producing tool. But you need to get purpose in your plan, and our Retirement Tune-Up Financial Review can help you do that. But more importantly, it can help give you financial peace of mind.
And who is the Retirement Tune-Up right for?
I would say, especially for the topic we talked about today, for those who are, whether they want to know if an annuity is right for them, if they own the best one, if they have one now, or if you're thinking about getting one. That's just one component of it. But what I would tell you is what we're going to help you with is a comprehensive plan. Whether you have $250,000, $1 million, or millions, the Retirement Tune-Up Financial Review can help you go to the next level.
All right. And
it's easy to get.
It's so easy to get. The people are very nice. You go in, you have a cup of coffee, you talk.
Yeah,
your
it's
eyes
in
are
our
opened.
office. You come in, sit down with one of our advisors. I mean, who knows? It might be Jarrett. He was on the show here today. But
I might be there answering phones. I keep
never
trying
know.
to get that
You
job.
never
but they
know.
just
Whether
don't.
you're in Ohio or Florida. I mean, either way.
And they're such a
or
nice,
other states.
They're
such
a nice company to work with because I have been invited to many of the client gatherings, and everybody has so many nice things to say about them. And you could be next, and you could be there with us. Call or text the word schedule 800-878-6223 to schedule your retirement tune-up today. Don't delay. Thanks for being with us. I'm Robin Swoboda.
And I'm Bill Smith. We'll see you again next week right here on Retirement Solutions.